class, you know what I'm saying, that come through, man, to check out the class. And I'm wait till the brothers get things together to see if we got any questions or anything like that. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Ephraim. Y'all know we're gonna go into Joshua. We're gonna go into Joshua. Is it up?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. We're gonna go into Joshua and finish that up with the other 7 tribes that that still got to get their land, and we're gonna find out how they went about to get it. That's Joshua the 18th chapter that we on, so y'all can just turn to that. We got any questions beforehand? Let's address some of these questions. No questions right now? All right. So let's go into a little bit of also I got some I want to read some of these responses that I have. Let me just pull it up real quick. This is just try to answer some of these questions, man. See, my Latino brothers and sisters, they don't understand what it is that UPK be saying. They're not understanding because of that Roman Catholicism and that Christianity, man, that got us under a deep brainwashing. Got us, thinking that they believing in the lies that's perpetrated with that Christian church. How did the white man proselytize blacks and Hispanics? That's an interesting question. How did it happen, man? How did we get to the point that we at right now? That's interesting. We're gonna go into a little bit of that. We're gonna show you the plot. Well, I might not show it to you this week because I got some stuff to cover, but for sure, I got to put that together and bring it out on how they plotted on brainwashing you even before the Spaniards even came and conquered Puerto Rico. Even before Spain came down and those Central and South American islands, they had already put this plot into work, man. They knew what time it was. You understand? I'm not even online. I can't even get online. I don't know what's going on. But give me let's see what we're gonna want to Ephraim. I can't even go online. Let me read a little. Let me just pull up a little bit of this. Give me 1 second. Just bear with me. Let me pull up something real quick. I can't get it. Let me see if I can pull on my phone. Give me Joshua the 18th chapter.
Come on, God.
Let's go there real quick while I'm trying to get this up. Y'all got to check this out. And you got to see how the same lies that are perpetuated on them are the same ones that are perpetuated on us.
It's the book of Joshua in the 18th chapter.
And we're on.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. I get it. I was online before, but I can't get online.
I can write it down for you. You need the password, sir?
No, I had the password. I think it's on there already. It's just not connected. I'll give it a minute and see what happens. I'll just jump my phone if necessary. Go ahead, Salahi.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 8, in the 18th chapter.
Uh-huh.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh.
At where?
At Shiloh.
Spell it.
Khan. S-H-I-L-O-H.
at Shiloh.
Shiloh.
At Shiloh.
God.
So the whole congregation of Israel gathered together at Shiloh. For very first verse. Very important. Why is that important? Well, I'll tell you why. Remember, before we were in Gilgal. Gilgal, yeah, where we were gathered together. When Judah got its land, we were in Gilgal, if you remember. Now, when Ephraim got their land, we were in Gilgal. Now we're in Shiloh. Shiloh is in the northern part, is in the land of Ephraim. Go ahead, read on.
Come on, God. And set up the tabernacle of the congregation there.
And they sat, which is very important. You got to understand these scriptures. You're going to have to listen to everything that the Bible is saying. They set up the tabernacle of the congregation where? In Shiloh. So now you know that the tabernacle, what's the tabernacle of the congregation? Anybody? Go ahead.
Like the podium type.
It's way more. You said the podium?
Come.
No, it's way more than that. So, go ahead.
House.
Yeah, it's a tabernacle. It's a tabernacle. It's a house. It's the house where you kept the ark, the holy place, man. You understand? This is very important when you move. Meaning, this is where our people will congregate. When you wanted to when you wanted to. Hold on a second. When you wanted to, what am I talking? Okay, when you wanted to go and serve the Lord, you go where the tabernacle was. The tabernacle. That's like the right. That's like in remember Gilgal's where it was before. Now we're moving it. Now it's moved over into Shiloh. Very important piece of history, man. Because go ahead, Mariah.
So that would be considered like our capital, like wherever that.
Exactly. So remember, the tabernacle was not in Jerusalem at this time. It was in Ephraim's land. Stayed in Ephraim's land for a long period of time, man. And then King David moved it down to Jerusalem, where the Lord said that's where he put his name. But just to give you that part of history on the tabernacle, man. This was we reading about it, but it's a heavy thing that was taking place. Go ahead. And remember, Ephraim, the tabernacle, remember we got out when Judah got their land, Judah was first. The tabernacle was in where? Gilgal. Because why? Ephraim didn't get his land yet.
Right.
Okay. After we got our land, Ephraim, remember, they doing all the priestly things. They going before the Lord. They casting lots. We having this full out meeting. You know what I'm saying? Before the Lord in Gilgal. And then the tabernacle was moved to Shiloh. And this is the place where you're going to go before the Lord. Okay. Real heavy. So read on.
Come on, God. And the land was subdued before them.
So now the land been conquered. The land been conquered. And now what's the next step? As you conquer something, what do you do?
Claim it.
You claim it by occupying it, right? You got to go occupy the land.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? That's what A lot of people want to conquer lands overseas. They find out if they don't have a presence there, then I mean your the people, I mean, you have no authority in the land. I mean, you got to go occupy it, or you got to put somebody in. That's what we're gonna go into too, is how the occupation of these different colonies in Central and South America by Spain, the Spanish. You know what I mean? Very important, man. You check out that Spanish-American War. That Spanish-American War was vital in America looking at the different lands in Central and South America, and having a vested interest in conquering those lands. But we're gonna go on. We ain't gonna hover on that too much. Read on.
Verse 2. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance.
Why? Why? You know who has received their inheritance so far? Lay it on me. Go ahead.
Northern tribe? I mean, it's like a southern tribe?
Now, I want somebody that's been the southern tribes.
Okay.
No, how many? Okay, 7 that has not received them. Who are the ones that received the tribes? Call them out.
Specific.
Right. Go ahead. Anybody online want to take a crack at it? You ain't the only one that got to take a crack at it, Anybody online? Go ahead.
Was Manasseh the one at this time?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Manasseh is one.
Oh, God.
You're right. Manasseh, that's one of the tribes. We got one. Manasseh.
Oh, God.
Remember, who else? Manasseh's one. Y'all don't want to take a stab at who's in their land, what tribes got a lot of their land right now. I just told you one a few minutes ago. I just told you one. What's one? Go ahead. Judah.
Oh, God.
Judah, who else? If Manasseh got theirs, so we got Judah and Manasseh. Give me some more. Go ahead.
It's like, so you mean of the 12, right?
That's right. Of the 12. Who got their land, so we'll know who did not receive their land as of yet. Go ahead.
Levites?
The Levites, no. Levites, no. We're going to read about Levi in a little bit. Judah, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad. Remember Gad and Reuben on the other side of the west side of the Jordan? Come on, y'all. Come on now. We gotta get this history down. Yeah, they ain't gotten their land already. Manasseh was on the east and the west side, but their tribe took up. Some of them was over on the other side of the Jordan. Others was on there. Go ahead.
We got a brother who answered. It says, I am Judah. He answered Asher.
Asher did not get their land yet. They're one of the tribes that didn't get their land as of yet. Remember, the ones we name is the ones that's already settled in the land. Right? All right, shalom. With that. So these are the ones that settled in the land. Let's see, we'll give a brother another chance. So now, oh, he ain't got the full map up. Let's go into a little bit. Oh, I want to talk about the water too. Y'all forget about that. that water situation in Mississippi, man. Terrible thing. 14 days no water down there. You know what I mean? I wanted to bring that up too. But that's a heavy, heavy thing that's going on. You just seen that fool up on the news trying to explain why he or educated, why he can't get no water to the people down there in Mississippi. The white people down there can get some water. They got water. The black people, there, 80-something% black people in this town, and what was it say, 80-something% black people in this town, and the black people ain't got no water. The white people got water. Y'all hear about that? What?
That lie. I mean, I know they still talking about Flint.
Yeah, Flint and all that. Like this is hell, boy. I mean, on another level, boy.
Right.
I mean, people just act like this place is not. Things that's happening to them, they forget about it, don't address them, and all that. And it just keeps happening, man. It keep happening because why? The Lord want us to come together, man. The Lord wants us to come together with all this BS. The longer we hold out and not become brothers and sisters, the more things are going to happen to blacks and Hispanics. Right. I hate to see it, man. I hate to see families with kids that can't get no water. You got to melt snow to flush the toilet or something like that. But yeah, the sister said she got 2 kids out there, 2 or 3 kids out there, and they got to gather up snows and melt it in order to flush the toilet. Horrible situation, man. Horrible situation out there, down there. They can do something. They did something for those white folks. Them white people down there, they got water.
Right.
In the same, I'm not, yeah. Well, let's go on. Because I ain't gonna dwell too much on that. Go ahead.
I mean, so like I said, that's how you know, who the devil is, man. Because he tax everything to the point that even if we ain't got water, there's no way that we can even try to store it. Like the devil will put a fine on you for collecting water, and
right.
At such a tragic, moment like that, he still won't even allow you to, use what the Lord provided us with to survive.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. You're right. You're saying something heavy because like we need to look, the more he oppressed and put his foot on our neck, the more we act like he ain't the devil.
Right. The
more we forgive and forget. I don't understand how we can forget any of the stuff that's been done to us, man.
Right.
Slavery, drugs, abortions. We forgot Flint. Flint's still on the map, man.
Right.
And now here it is happening again.
Right.
That's
I want to turn now to Mississippi, where communities are still struggling 2
Well.
weeks after the South was hit with those devastating storms. The biggest problem for many is finding clean water. CBS's Janet Chamlin is there.
Tonight, frustration is boiling over in Jackson after 2 weeks without water.
I've had to walk to gas stations just to use the bathroom sometimes.
Summer Williams is 8 months pregnant. There's no water coming from her tap. She has to fill buckets from a faucet at her dad's house 30 minutes away, get it back to her apartment, then boil it just to bathe and cook.
I'm due soon, and the only thing that's on my mind is how I'm gonna handle it
let
when
it play.
the
Please
baby
let it
gets
play.
here.
Williams is among the 10,000 without any water, but the entire city, more than 165,000 people, hasn't had safe drinking water since the mid-February storm. The sub-zero temperatures crumbled Jackson's aging water system. 80 major water main breaks.
I wish you had the
So
one
low, it's
with
not
that old
reaching some
Negro that they
neighborhoods.
interviewed
You
up
know
there.
that people are suffering and they want it on them.
Charles Williams is the director of public works, in charge of restoring people's water.
I think that they have every right to be upset. I think they have every right to be frustrated.
Can you
I
give
wish
them
you
any
would've had that
chances of
old-
a date?
It's
The
just
one with
very difficult.
This
to try
one
and have a
with old Uncle Tom Negro. He said, yeah, the white people. I wish you'd had the one with the Uncle Tom Negro on it. Well, I'm gonna leave it alone though. I should have got with you before the class and gave you that one. Boy, that Negro boy. He said, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, if I could, so, what he just said, he was saying they should be upset.
Yeah.
You know, his water.
Who wouldn't be upset?
Right.
You know what I mean? You spending your whole day looking for water, trying to cook. You know how long it takes you tired and pregnant like that, and you trying to get water to cook?
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous, man. And it's only happening in the black section of there. They saw the white boy carrying water. They said the white people got water.
Right.
85% black, and white people in that section got water. Where's the one with Uncle Tom, Negro? You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, you have got to see this. But I think I can find it if you want. Go ahead and let that play a little bit more.
Oh, come on, sir.
Yeah, let it play a little bit more. What happened? What on?
I want to turn now to Mississippi, where communities are still struggling 2 weeks after the South was hit with those devastating storms. The biggest problem for many is finding clean water. CBS's reports.
We know that people are suffering and they want it on now.
Charles Williams is the Director of Public Works, in charge of restoring people's water.
I think that they have every right to be upset. I think they have every right to be frustrated.
Can you give them any assurances of a date?
It's just very difficult to try and have a definitive timeline of when we'll get out of this.
But for Summer Williams, time is running out.
It's hard now, but I know it's gonna be harder by the time my baby gets here.
And a sign of the desperation here in Jackson tonight, we have seen people pull off the road, stop, bring buckets over, fill them up with water here to take home. Because at this location, they didn't have to wait in line. Nora?
Janet Shamlian, thank you.
That is the one I want, but it's one better. But that's good enough. Let you know what's going on, man. And how this man you think is who you looking to save you. Every time a crisis comes, he ain't never around to save you. Look at Puerto Rico. Look at after Maria hit. You know how devastated they got that hurricane was, and who came to the aid of our brothers? Man, yeah, we better try to come together, man, as a family. Give me Jeremiah 2 and 20 to 23, I think it is.
Oh, God.
Then we're gonna go back, get a precept on that.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 23.
Hold on.
How canst thou say, I am not polluted? I have not gone after Baalim. See thy way in the valley. Know what thou hast done. Thou art a swift dromedary, traversing her ways. Verse 24. A wild ass used to the wilderness, that sniffeth up the wind at her pleasure.
That's not it, but that's still a good one, saying that we done went and served other gods, and that's why the things happening against us. I can't find that one with the water. Let me just see something real quick. Like the Lord is trying to say, you didn't bought this, you bought all this on yourself because of your doings, the things you do. All this hell coming on you, and yet and still the Lord has mercy on us to deliver us from all this evil, man. All this evil we brought on ourselves for just being disobedient. We're disobedient children, man. Yeah, like we are right. We right in what we doing. We have no humility before the Lord, man. We have no humility, man. You think what you're doing is right. You think what you think in your mind is right. You think how you live your life is right before the Lord, man. And the Lord ain't got no answer for you. Like, come on, man. We living a lie, man.
Right.
And that's what we got to understand. That's why. What was I going to say? That's why it's important, man. These brothers and sisters come into this truth, man. Come up out of the world, man. So at least they can have a fighting chance in this evil place, man. Go ahead, let's go back to Joshua, man. That's enough on that. I gotta find that scripture about the water.
Come. So we in Joshua 2.
Nah, we was in Joshua 18, right? Verse 2, maybe. You got it. Okay, Most High in Christ.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 18, and verse 2. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance.
They ain't received their inheritance yet. That's real important, man. Because I'm going to see what Joshua got to say about this. Read.
Come. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land?
Wait a minute. What did Joshua say? Read that again.
Come. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land?
Why is Joshua saying that? Ain't Joshua supposed to give him the land? Why is Joshua saying that? You got to read between them lines right there. Why is Joshua saying, how long are you slack to go possess the land? Meaning Joshua he rolling lots to see where the inheritance is at, right? Am I right or wrong? He's appointing the land to the different tribes, right? Why is Joshua saying that? This is heavy to know about these different tribes, man. Go ahead.
It's because Joshua knows that we are supposed to possess land. Like, why are you sitting waiting? We're supposed to be taking this over.
We're supposed to be taking this over.
Right.
I mean, they was in Shiloh and they was content. Remember the scriptures say the land was quiet. What is it in the beginning? Meaning they had already went to war, defeated who they had to defeat. Now they had to occupy the land. Got to go out there and actually live in the land. Can't just stay right here. You know what I mean? Go get your inheritance. Remember the Lord, this is the inheritance that the Lord promised He's going to give our forefathers. You know what I mean? You got to read the scripture by Abraham. How He told Abraham, your seed shall possess this land. Now the Lord has brought you all the way here. And guess what? You here and you ain't showing no initiative like you want to go get your possession. That's heavy. That's heavy because it's exactly what's going on there. It's exactly what's going on there. Slackness. Brothers and sisters, that see the promises that the Lord made them in the Bible. The Lord got all kind of promises that He made in your land. He even said in Revelation, streets of gold. Yeah. They don't want to possess the inheritance that the Lord promised them. They don't believe in the promises of Yahweh, or else they'd be in here not being slack and trying to possess that land. They will come out of what they need to come out of. But they're content. They're content right here. Got me a little food. Got me a little crib. Oh, I'm all right. Well, you ain't all right. You don't even know it. That's being slack, brother. You know what I mean? So go ahead. So Joshua said, well, why are you, where's your zeal at, man? All this fruit before us, and I got to go do everything for you. I got to put you in the land. Do I got to plant some crops for you too? Do I got to build a house for you? Where's your initiative at? Want to take your family and possess it? Well, that's what's in the Bible. Read on.
Come on. Verse 3. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, how long are ye slack to go to possess the land, which the Lord power of your fathers have given you?
Keep on.
Come on. Verse 4. Give out from among you 3 men of each tribe.
Take 3 men out of each tribe. Read on.
Come on. And I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land and describe it according to the inheritance of them. And they shall come again to me.
You go on, you do the reconnaissance. You go and check out the land, and you check out, you find out the layout of the land and what land, spy it out, and then come on back and bring word to me. Read on.
Come on. Verse 5. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south.
Judah going to be in the south within the borders of their land. Read on.
Come. And the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast.
Ephraim and Manasseh going to be in their coast. There was allotted to them. Read on.
Come. On the north. Verse 6. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me.
Very interesting, because the Lord is in there. You want to see. Bring up the 12 tribe map.
Come.
We still got that. How the land was divided, and what, of course, the procedures we went through as far as casting lots, and the Lord decided the borders. Boy, that is heavy. That's some history there, boy. You talking about how this land, the borders of this land, boy, this is something else. This is something that this is real history here. This is real, spiritual guidance on how we possessed our land, man. You know what I mean? So let me know when you're ready. Okay. Read on.
Come. It's like verse. It's like in the end of verse 4.
Now y'all know we go and try to bring out the history so there'll be no mistaking. Let me tell you something, man. The reason why they can run game on you and in this Christian church and this Roman Catholic church is because we don't really go and study and really see what the Lord is talking about in what he laid down in the Old Testament. Once you get this down and you realize that God loves only Israel and God sets you up to be lords over this earth, they can't run that game on you no more, man. That game is over. But as long as you don't know who you are, now I'm talking to all the tribes. I'm not just talking to the so-called Puerto Ricans. I'm talking to Judah. I'm talking about Manasseh. I'm talking about Naphtali. I'm talking about Issachar. I'm talking about all the tribes. Asher. I'm talking about all the tribes, man. As long as you don't know who you are, well, the Roman Catholic Church got a seat for you. Or the Christian church do, man. There's going to be a Christian, a sucker for or some white man's religion.
Right.
That's all you'll be.
Right.
You know, not knowing your identity. You walk around the rest of your life not knowing your identity, what you're supposed to be doing on the earth, but you'll praise white Jesus. Go ahead.
Come to God, verse 5. And they shall divide it into 7 parts.
Divide the 7 parts, read.
Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the north.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Most High our power.
And it was before the Lord. They took to roll those dice before the Lord, and the Lord decided the borders of the land, not you. Not you. That's important.
Right.
The Lord, his wisdom, his understanding. Go ahead, read on.
Come, verse 7. But the Levites have no part among you.
We were talking about the Levites. Read on. They had no allotment as a tribe. They was amongst the different tribes. They had cities amongst the different tribes. Go ahead.
Come, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and the half of the tribe of Manasseh,
which is on the west side of the Jordan. Read.
I'm
sorry, the east side. Salakia. Go ahead.
have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east.
They're on the east side. That's right.
Which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them.
So stop. Let's see the whole picture, man. They laying it down, reiterating, making sure you understand this is a very, very important moment in history. When you see all the things we've been through as a nation, never really occupying our land, but living amongst heathens while we in our land. Remember, Jacob and the 12 boys lived amongst these different Africans. Never occupied the land. You know what I mean? Then we went into Egypt, became slaves under the Egyptians, and now we wandered in the desert, and now we are finally getting a home that was where we can lay our hat, man, and it's ours. It's ours given by the Most High. That is a very, very important part of history. I want to sit back and savor that. Because, man, right now, that sounds like music to my ears. Have my own land. Have my own spot with, you know, it's mine. Ain't got to worry about, you know, nobody invading and taking my land from me because it's my inheritance. Read on, where we stopped. Read on.
Verse 6. Verse 8. And the men arose and went away. And Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, go and walk through the land and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh.
Okay, so this is how the other tribe, the 7 tribes, got their land. Read on.
Verse 9. And the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in the book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh.
Here we go. So now they're coming back to Joshua. They had already collected all the information they wanted, they needed. They didn't overlook the land. They went, did the recount, and checked it out. And so now they're bringing it back to Joshua. Now we fit to get somewhere. We don't.
Verse 10. And Joshua cast lots for them and Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions.
Now you got to understand the situation now. You got the priests. You got Eleazar, the high priest. You got Joshua. You got the priests. You got Joshua. You got the tabernacle, the tent. You got the tent where everybody meeting around. Everybody going before the Lord. Prayers. You got the whole congregation there, and this thing is done before the Lord. Meaning the Lord is letting you know through the casting of lots the borders of the land that you shall possess. Now let's go and find out. Let's go check it out. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came according to their families.
Benjamin. They up next. Lord said they cast lots, and the lot fell on Benjamin. Read on.
And the coast of their lot came forward between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph.
Of Ephraim. Okay. Benjamin inherited that. They can't see it on the computer anyway. I don't know how many times I looked at the class and you just see a bright blur on the screen. I'm thinking I'm pointing something out. Well, it's not like that. But Benjamin had their land situated between Ephraim and Judah. That's what the scripture just say. Read on that. Here's another. Jerusalem. Okay, read on some more. Let's get some more. That's what I said.
Verse 12. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side.
So Benjamin, in their land, was what? He just told you. Read it again.
And their border on the north side was from Jordan.
From the Jordan. Read on.
And the border went up the side of Jericho.
And it went up the side of Jericho. Meaning Jericho was in the land of Benjamin. That's the land of Benjamin right there. That's part of their land. What else? Gibeon. Read on. Give me some more.
On the north side, and went up through the mountains westward. And the goings of thereof were at the wilderness of Beth.
He telling, right? Go ahead.
Bethaven.
Oh, I gotta see the word. Okay, I gotta spell it for me. Bethel. Was it Bethel?
It's Bethaven.
Bethaven. Okay, good. Keep going.
Verse 13. And the border went over from thenceforth, Luz, and the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward, and the border descended to at Arathadar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of Nether Beth Haran.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and the border was drawn thence, and compassed then the corner of the seaboard see southward from the hill that lieth before Betharon, southward. And the goings of thereof were at Kirjathabal, Baal, which is Kirjatharim, the city of the children of Judah.
Okay.
This was the west quarter. Verse 15. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjatharim, and the border went out on the west.
Ain't the Lord is meticulous. Oh, meticulous about where Benjamin land was. He telling you where it is, what was on the corner of Benjamin's land, where it went from Jericho. Man, Benjamin Benjamin was at this time, very small. You know what I mean? And they got their allotment, but man, their allotment was, Benjamin possessed a nice piece of land, a nice inheritance, man, right on the Jordan, right off the Jordan. It ran it down to I believe the Dead Sea, all the way up the other side on a corner Dan and Ephraim. Dan's land in Ephraim. Go ahead, you want to say something?
Yeah, Comic Con, two things, like, right? While I'm reading it sounds like coordinates. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of white man got his coordinates to 102 degrees.
Right.
The Lord has his coordinates in direction. Like, and my second part is like the white man being the devil, changing the names of the land and all that.
Right.
This right here will be able to pinpoint where we at. If the devil knew our history.
That's right.
That's why he changes.
Man, that's real right and heavy. The white man definitely knew our history. He knew exactly what tribe and where in his kingdom. You can tell how he set up his kingdom.
Right.
I'm gonna go into it a little bit. I'm gonna try to get as much as I can of this because I want to bring out about a few things. But go ahead and hit me up a little bit more. No. I mean scripture.
In the book of Joshua, chapter 18 and verse 15 in the middle. And the border went out on the west and went out to the well of the waters of Naptuah. Verse 16. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom.
And let me tell you something. This don't make, a lot of people don't, right now they hear this and it put them to sleep. Don't mean nothing to them. This is heavy because you really got to put yourself there. If you don't put yourself in the experiences of the Bible, it'll seem like it's not relevant or not a part. What I want to say, that you can read it and it just had no effect on you. It's like you're not included in it, or how can I say? Good. What am I looking for? Go ahead.
Like how Christians read.
Right. You read it from afar,
right.
Meaning you don't understand the plight that your family had to go through to get this far. All the stuff they had to go through, all the battles, all the slavery, all that stuff. And now they right here getting their inheritance. That's heavy, man. Don't seem like because you ain't there, but if you was there, you would know. Remember, the Lord had to give you water. The water had to come out the rock. Remember in the scripture, the Lord said we wore our clothes. Our clothes didn't wear out, or did the shoes not wear out on our feet when we was in the wilderness? You in the wilderness, your shoes didn't wear down like the shoes normally wore down because the Lord preserved them. The clothes didn't wear off on our back. I gotta find that scripture too. Yeah, that's heavy, ain't it? The Lord said out the rock came the water. Remember, you had no settlement. You had nothing that you can call yours. And now, the great appreciation comes when you get what's yours, man. And here it is, your home, your allotment, your inheritance. That had to be an exuberant feeling, boy. And Judah be able to settle down in their borders, man, and be able to start to build and cultivate. Remember, the scripture said when we first stopped eating the manna stopped when we came into the land. Remember that? We came into the land. We got to eat flesh when we came into the land. Remember, before that, we was eating the manna. And then the Lord, you know what I mean, whatever, the Lord was sending he sent the what's names in or whatever, and we, ate to the full, but first, we really got to taste the food of the land when we came on the land. You know what I mean? So now, we start to see what it feels like to, to be in our land and to have crops and of our own and start to, really build our homes and families and stuff like that, and our borders. Go ahead, read on. Go ahead, you got this question?
Yeah, come on. So while we getting our land, claiming was ours, right? The heathens, they was still around, like they was in the midst of us too, right?
Yeah, but the heathens was defeated. We had wiped them out. That's why they said the land was quiet before them. That's why it was important that we go and occupy the land, because we had wiped them out. The Lord had gave us his victory. But you guys remember, if you don't occupy the land, them people come back on the land and live on the land. They coming back on that land, You got to go and say, you got to be a defense. This is my land. You can't come on this land. You know what I mean? Which is real heavy. And the Lord sent it as we get in our land, where he put the different tribes, because remember, Judah had to defend the south part. Judah had to defend the south. We were on the south part of the land. And on the west side, on the east side of the Jordan, you had Gad and Reuben, and then you had that warrior tribe from Manasseh. The man that was a warrior. Remember, is that the east or the west? I'm thinking I'm messing up. The east, I think that was that's the east. Well, I know Manasseh, the warrior brother, was on the east side, but the daughters, I believe, was on the west, where came one of the inheritance for their fathers that died in the wilderness. Anyway, we gotta, you know what I'm saying, the Lord put us in a certain area because, of military defense and different tribes having different abilities to do different things, what you're going to read in a few minutes, you know what I mean? And the white man studied this Bible too.
Right.
And he knew for it, he knew Isupk like cultivates land. He knew the skill of Ephraim. He knew what type of, he knew Judah. I want to bring out scripture so heavy on Judah, on the neck, when he said on the neck of Judah. Give me that real quick. I'm going to bring that out before I forget. Just 49. If I could. Now you tell me this man ain't read this Bible and got us situated over here, allotted, because he knows what the prophecy in this Bible is talking about.
It's like, sir, you talking about
Judah is a lion's whelp. Genesis 49. Y'all mean?
That's what I'm saying. So you the one in Genesis, right?
Yeah.
It's like.
I said Genesis 49. Any questions? Anybody got any questions? I'm surprised ain't no questions online, but it's all, I mean, you know. Let's go to Genesis 49.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Now, wait a minute. What does that mean? The scriptures say he gonna raise up the tents of Judah first. Meaning Judah going to rise up first. So the white man read that and did what? Read on.
God, thy hand shall be in thy neck of thy enemies.
What does that mean? That's important to understand right there. You are who your brothers shall praise, Judah. Your hand shall be in the neck of your enemies. What does it mean? Go ahead.
Like when it comes to our enemies, so-called white man, Chinese, East Indian, African, whoever our enemies are, we ain't gonna be able to, I ain't gonna say control them, but the authority that we're gonna have over them, you know, it's gonna see.
Nah, that's not it. Your hand, meaning, you ever heard it ain't got nothing to do with the white man. This is a prophecy that you were gonna be close to the white man. Your hand will be in the neck of your enemies. Meaning the white man made sure that he was right by you to keep you asleep and deceived. The tribe of Judah lives amongst the white man. Oh, think about other tribes. Ephraim lives on the island. Haiti lives on the island. You know, Haiti, all the other tribes live, but Judah, you live right here with the white man. Right beside him, right in his midst. That's done for a reason. He wants to keep you close. Keep your enemies close. He want to watch you. He want to deceive you. Because you know why? You're supposed to raise up. He knows the prophecies in this book that Judah's supposed to rise up. You know what I mean? He gonna make sure that don't happen. That's why you in the neck, your hand, like the scenario is you got your hand around his neck. You can choke him out because why? He thought he's smart by sitting on top of you as the head tribe. He didn't have to be on the top of you, but he did. And that's for a reason, because he knows this Bible. He knows that you're supposed to, the Lord said he's going to raise up the tents of Judah. Now, if he can tell you, you see it at camp all the time. You talking, you speaking, somebody, another brother or sister listening, and what is some white person come over there? Oh, you believe them? They saying they Jews. They this and that. Why? Because by you being, he can thwart your mind into not raising up. Because you right there with him. You right in the midst of him, so now he can watch you and see what you're thinking. Man, let me tell you something, man. If you don't think that there's undercover people walking amongst you that's trying to keep your mind deceived, you're crazy. I was having a discussion with Ephraimite brother. We're going back and forth, you know. And I said, listen, brother, if you don't think there's white people walking on that island of Puerto Rico, pushing the ideology of the white man, trying to keep them deceived, you're nuts. If you don't think you got agents out there to push their agenda, you're nuts. You think everything you believe is pure and right, and you know it's, you know what I mean, like that Catholic, it's like my goodness. they got CIA agents in the Catholic Church. They know how to get you to, but they study this stuff, man. They know how to turn your woman against you and have you, come and serve them. You know, they do it. They see how what you do. They know every track they know what you make as far as when you buying your groceries. They know they put certain things out there that they know you're gonna buy because you can't, you trying to pinch pennies and whatever. This whole thing, this designed like crazy. So that's heavy. You in the neck of your enemies. Talking about the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
It's a lot here, sir. I mean, what you saying is so heavy. You know what I mean? Even from tying, our directions of where we at, when we was taking over to even to the scripture we just broke down in Genesis, it's like all this makes sense. All this makes sense when the priests break it down.
Yeah, it do. When I broke it down to me, it made sense. I was like, what? I was like, man, these people really, they study this Bible. They know this Bible way, way better than the average Black and Hispanic person. They know this Bible. Trust me. The scriptures say the devil knows these scriptures, boy. He got a jump start on you. You know what I mean? You waking up, finding out these trials and all that. He knows. He watched you. I always tell Black people this. You know those songs that they in the Christian church that they be singing, and they say white people wrote those songs. Like, what's the name of that one they always sing in that church? The number one blackity black song. What's the name of that dang song? What's the name? It's been so long, I can't think of the name of it. But it's a song every Black church sings. And guess who the author of that song is a white boy. Well, here's my thing. When they destroyed you, man, they watched you over there. They watched you. Remember Pilate wanted to be in the congregation. He married a Black woman. He wanted to go in and, with your serving. He wanted to see everything it is, how you served. They took very, very meticulous records. When they destroyed you, what makes you think they ain't take them records, man, and rehash them?
Right.
On this side, they kept the records. You wasn't in the land. They kept your because we are spiritual people.
Right.
We are, of course, niggas like to sing. Now on this side, you could think that some old white boy wrote this song when actually Black they did it with what do you call it? What's the brother's name? Shakespeare and all of them. And Shakespeare was a white man. William Wallace was a white one. He was a Black man. So what makes you think they didn't do that to your music? Rehash it to you. What's that song? I can't think of it. The Christians be saying, they be singing that song, but then they think the white man wrote that song. And you know what I mean? But what makes you think we ain't write it, and he using our words and claiming himself as the, you know what I'm saying? He done it all through history. I don't believe nothing this cat say, man. Especially, you know what I mean? Because they watched us how we served the Lord, how we were zealous and all that. It's like you do our inventions. I was going to go into inventions too. I was going to bring out the inventions. Do you know there's families of Black people that would not be impoverished if they were, you know what I mean? By them claiming these inventions, Black people never even knew their family invented these things. And all the money went to the man, whoever they claimed. That fit. That go figure that. Now, look, I sit back and I just dig up all kind of stuff sometimes. I ain't done it in a long time, but here's these inventions we invented. But you know, white people claiming these inventions.
Right.
Your family is supposed to get the proceeds from the inventions that you done. They ain't getting those proceeds. How much money they done stole from you, man? How much money? I was thinking the other day how much money they stole from black people that did not have wills and stuff like that. A will,
Right.
or you know, a lot of times your estate's taking, the government gets your estate because you have nobody to will your property to, so they take over, and then you know the same people that the same government that yeah, you imagine, man. Go ahead.
So I'm thinking about it was a black so mother who created the streetlights, right?
Oh man, it's the toilet seat, the toilet, the lawnmower. It's a lot of, listen, I was gonna go into it. I was gonna talk about some real how these inventions were stolen. Man, these people got paid, and families are getting paid off the inventions black people have invented, and black people have never seen a penny of that money. You ain't seen a penny of that money. They keeping you poor by all that. Let's go on though. I don't want to waste too much time on it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just to let you know how long this been going on. Just like what do you call it? General brought out when the Jack Daniels.
Right.
He brought that out. That devil got paid. You know what I mean? You know how much Jack Daniels costs now? That devil was getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Black man ain't seeing no money. His family starving, and you know.
Nah, you can't even buy a bottle of Jack.
Probably can't even buy a bottle of Jack Daniels, man. You know what I mean? Times that by 100. There's so much we don't understand. And so much they knew they had to do to keep us impoverished and keep your spirit down by claiming, oh man, by the things they do to keep you, not feeling, you know what I mean, like proud about your identity. That's what it is. Let's go ahead because we got to go into Ephraim. I'm gonna go into some of these questions too, and some of this stuff.
Right. So I guess the time check at 8:26.
Okay, give me some more on the Joshua.
Come on.
So we got the Benjamin. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 18 and verse 16. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom, and which is in the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of Jebus's son on the south, and descended to the En Rogel.
The valley of Hinnom. That was between Judah and Benjamin. We talking about, baby, still Benjamin. Okay, go ahead.
Come. Verse 17. And was drawn from the north and went from to En Shemesh and forth toward Gilead, which is over against the going up of Adumnam, and descended to the stone of Bohan, the son of Ruth.
Okay.
Slide in. Verse 18. And passed along toward the side.
Okay, let's skip down for time's sake. I'm gonna have to try to rush this up a little bit.
Come.
Go to the next tribe.
Next tribe.
Yeah.
Come. I believe that's in Chapter, that's a whole chapter 18. Let me just go to 19.
That's the end of chapter 18?
No, sir.
Read the end of chapter. Where was that?
Come, we was at 18, chapter 18 and verse 18.
Skip. What does 20 say?
Come, verse 20. And Jordan was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin.
Okay, keep going.
Come, by the coast thereof round about according to their families. Verse 21. Now the cities of the tribes of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho and Beth Hogla, and the
Jericho.
valley.
You said Jericho. What else?
And Beth Hogla, and the valley of Kizez. Verse 22. And Beth Araba and Zemariah.
Well, you can read this. Let's just talk about the cities. Go to the next tribe. After Benjamin.
Verse 19. I'm slacking. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon.
Simeon. Who was Simeon? The Dominicans. The Dominicans, of course, y'all know that. Shemaiah. Benjamin was Ban-Yamian. Of course, y'all know that. What does Ban-Yamian mean? Ban-Yamian. What does that mean?
Son of the right.
Son of the right. Absolutely. Give my hand. Son of the right. Okay, now we have Simeon. What's the pronunciation of Simeon? And who are they? Where? Shemaiah. That's right. And what does that mean? Oh my goodness. You don't know what Simeon is? Shemaiah?
So I ain't gonna say I don't know. I'm just saying it ain't coming up to my head.
It ain't coming up to your head. Okay. Anybody else want to take a crack at it? It's in, where is it at? Where's the names of the tribes at? You know? Hold on 1 second. I think I'm gonna use it. Go ahead.
God is listening. Most.
That's a good one. I thought it was hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find it. 49 and 5. Get that. I know it says this one. Okay, now that's not it.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49.
Hold on 1 second.
Come.
Where's the one where Rebecca said, oh man. Okay, we're going a little bit on Simeon. Simeon and Levi, what was it? Read to us what you had right there.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Come. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, in verse. Verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in the habitations. Oh, my soul, come not thou.
Simeon and Levi are brethren. What does that mean? They're brothers.
Right.
The Levites are who?
The priests, the Haitians.
Right, the Haitians. So-called Haiti, the tribe of Levi, lawyer. And Simeon, or who? So-called Dominicans, right? Okay, read on.
God. Verse 6, O my soul, come not thou into their secret.
I mean, they brothers, but they don't act like brothers. Brothers, you're supposed to, just your brother, you look out for your brother. But they at odds and hate one another. He said Simeon and Levi are brothers. But reason why he's saying that, all the tribes are brothers, but they want to share special hatred towards one another. Why? It's real simple. Read on.
Oh God. Unto their assemblies my honor.
Read that part, our brothers.
God. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations.
What's the instruments of cruelty? An instrument is something you use to be cruel to somebody, right? You using something in your habitations or in your dwelling that's cruel towards your brother. Go ahead. What you saying?
I was going to say, so, the Asians, they use voodoo. The Dominicans, I know they practice that too.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. That voodoo, that's the instrument that's got you hating your brother. Got you wishing, you got a whole religion when you wish evil on somebody else. When you try to get revenge on somebody. You know what I mean? You want revenge, so you gonna do some old voodoo to get at somebody. Yeah, that's evil. Go ahead.
Sly said, were they using that only just each other?
No, they use it against their own tribes too. Meaning they use it against themselves. But the Lord is saying that these two are going to share something, a common bond, because they're going to show a special hatred towards one another. And they do. The Dominicans and the Haitians are all, at war over that land. You got the Dominicans that kicked the Haitians out, you know what I mean, that have killed Haitians, and so and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 6. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly.
Who said, oh my soul, right? What does that mean? It's so meaning the Lord don't want nothing to do with that. My soul, meaning that if you down with the Lord, you ain't going in their little secret. And when they get together, when they assemble together. Why? Because it is there's evil. That's what he said, oh my soul. Who's his soul? The ones that cherish the things of the Lord. She said, my soul do what? Come not into their what?
Come not unto their secret.
Into their secret. What's their secret? When they doing something behind closed doors. Trying to do that voodoo. That voodoo is that's you sneaking behind something, trying to cast spells on people, doing witchcraft. Don't go into their secret. And then we don't.
Unto their assembly.
When they assemble together, when they all come together, it ain't for the Lord. It's for some old evil. If you got the soul, if you down with the Lord, he's talking to his people, whoever's down with him. Don't go in their assembly. Read on.
Mine honor, be not thou united.
Now he said his honor. who's his honor. Those that are down with him. Don't unite with them. You know.
Come on, God. For in their anger, they slew a man.
Now you're talking about Dinah. You're talking about the situation with Dinah when Simeon and Levi, when we was a family. There was only Jacob and his 12 sons amongst them Hamites. And them Hamites raped Dinah. Y'all know about the story, right? Y'all know about this. I'll just give you a little brief on it. They raped our sister Dinah. And Simeon and Levi got together and put hell on them goddamn Hamites. They told them Hamites, if you want to join us, go circumcise yourself. And when they was in pain from that circumcision, boy, them Simeon and Levi came through it and killed and slew them Hamites. And Jacob said, why? And Jacob was like, why in the hell did you do that? You know you could bring hell. Shit, they could have sent us, you know what I mean? Why didn't you come back and you supposed to go follow the right order? If something happened, you come to your father and discuss it. You don't go take matters in your own hand. And that's what they did. So Jacob was like, you know, y'all gonna be divided. Y'all gonna be split up. And if y'all come together, we don't.
God. And in their self-will.
And in their self-will, not nobody, it wasn't of the Lord. They just did this because that's what they wanted. That's the judgment they wanted to impose. It was a self type, like we're gonna do this and we're gonna kill all of them. You know what I'm saying? That was their self-will. And that should let us know we can't do with things on our self-will, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't.
Come on, God. They dig down a wall.
They dig down a wall of protection. The walls of protection. That wall of protection was gone now because why? They went up there and started killing them goddamn Hamites. Them Hamites all over the goddamn place. Jacob tried to maneuver and, you know what I'm saying, and do what he got to do for his family. And now it's a whole different situation now. You don't know what the hell will come down. You don't know what kind of, problems you're going to have because of that, that act. Read on.
Come on, God. Verse 7. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce.
Their anger was, they overreacted. They put there's judgment, there's righteous judgment meted out to a person. And then there's goddamn idiocy. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said it was cruel. The Lord said it was cruel what it went on, what they did. Read on.
Oh my God. In their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob.
You see that? He said he's going to divide them in Jacob. Read.
Oh God. And scatter them in Israel.
And they're going to be scattered in Israel. And the Lord did just that. Simeon, bring up the part. Simeon, no, that's not a good one. Simeon was in the midst of Judah. And when we go back to Genesis, the 15th chapter. We were talking about Simeon. When you read Genesis, the 15th chapter and verse 20, it says it was, I think it's verse 20. Let's see, verse 20. Genesis 15, you got it? Oh, was it Genesis or not Genesis 15? Joshua 15. It's not. I'm tripping. Joshua 15. If you go to verse 20, it'll start naming the cities of Judah.
Oh God.
One by one. That's okay. And then we're going to go back to where we left off now. So just keep your finger there.
Come. It's the book of Joshua, chapter 15 and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families.
According to their families. Now it's going to read on.
Verse 21. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom, southward were
Now it's going to name the different cities. Now if you read that all the way down, we're not going to read it today, but go to verse 30.
Verse 30. And Etolad and Chisil and Hormah and Ziklag and Madmannah and Sanana, verse 32, and Lebaat and Shalhim.
He's naming all the cities. Go ahead.
And Ammon and Raman, all the cities are 29 with their villages.
Wait a minute. Very important right here. Wait a minute. It says it's 29 cities, right? If you was to go and count the cities, it would be 36 cities. If you was to count, this is a Muslim moment. Remember they had that book on different ways how you can trip up in Africa back in the day. How you can trip up an Israelite. And this is what was mentioned in that book. How you trip an Israelite up. And in that, it tells you right here, there's 29 cities in that of Judah. But it's that when you've counted, it's 36. It's 7 cities less than what it says. And I'll tell you why. Go ahead, you want to say something? I'll tell you why. 7 of those cities was given to Simeon. 7 of those cities. You read in verse 18, we're going to go into that. You'll see 7 of those cities were given to the tribe of Simeon. They lived in the midst of Judah. You know what I mean? That's not a good map. You see different maps, you'll see it. That Simeon was amongst us until they decided to leave from amongst Judah. Because when you do the research, you're gonna be like, oh, but it was Benjamin, Judah, and Benjamin that was together. Where was Simeon? Well, if you do the research, Simeon had already left and joined. I think it was in Chronicles. I gotta look it up. I ain't got no internet on this thing right here. It was in Chronicles when Simeon left and went up. No, it was in Ephraim and Benjamin. I think Ephraim and Manasseh, I want to say. It was in 2 Chronicles, I want to say like the 5th chapter or something like that, where it talked about it. But we can iron that out real simple. They left from amongst Judah. Go ahead. Simeon, the tribe of Simeon. But right there, you'll see it's 36 because 7 of the cities was given to Simeon. Simeon lived in the midst of Judah. All right, so let's go back to Simeon and Joshua 18th chapter.
God.
Finish it up.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 18, and verse. So we actually chapter 19, sir.
Verse what?
Verse 1.
Okay. Let's read it.
Come.
We rolling. From the 19th chapter. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. And their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah.
See that? Go ahead.
Come on, verse 2. And they had in their inheritance Beersheba and Sheba and Moladah.
So that's what going through all the Simeon's inheritance. We're not going to read it. Just drop down a little bit. Well, I want to go ahead.
Come. Verse 8. And all the villages that were round about these cities to Baalah, Ba'er, Ramoth of the south. This is the inheritance of the children of Simeon according to their families. Verse 9. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was an inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was too much for them.
We had a lot of land. So Simeon was in the middle of our land and lived amongst the children of Judah. You know what I mean? So we're going to bring out, okay. Read on. Any more?
Just a little bit more, sir.
Okay.
Come on. Therefore, the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them.
Go ahead.
That was it, verse 9.
That's it on that?
Come.
Listen, I want to get this, these. Okay, let me bring this up because do we got is the heat on?
Live.
Yeah, turn that heat on. Turn it on a little bit. Is it cold? Give me 1 second, real quick. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to bring this out next week because I don't know. It's almost 9. Because I got a lot to bring up on the different tribes, but we're going to have to cover this up next week.
Come.
We're going to end the class right there. Any questions? Say again?
I'll text you.
Yeah, check and see if any questions. I'll get this computer online too for next week.
Live, so no way.
No questions?
Live.
Okay. Any questions in here? No questions here. I want y'all to study this 19th chapter, man. We got the little homework. Study Joshua, the 19th chapter. We're going to get into it and break it down next week. And also we're going to go into a few of the questions I wanted to hit this week. Didn't have no time. The questions on online and some of the comments we had. I want to bring that out because it's heavy. It's going to a lot of our Latino brothers and sisters. I want to go into this African thing. Well, a lot of Puerto Ricans claiming to be African. Yeah, they say they Spanish, African, and something else. Well, we're gonna break down that lie real heavy, boy. We're gonna go and crush that. You know what I mean? Let them know that they ain't no part of no Africans, man. They're not African and they're not Spanish. They are the children of Israel, the tribe of Ephraim. And just give me Jeremiah 12:9 real quick. Let me tell you something, man. There's a lot of idiots out there talking about some that because they so light or so dark that they're not Israelites or whatever. That's stupid, man. Because the scriptures even tell you that we're gonna have a lot of colors amongst us, man. But they don't make them not Israelites because they light. don't make them not Israelites because they're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? It depends on what your father is. Your father's a seed. That's another thing. They real heavy in that DNA, just like black folks over here. They real heavy into that DNA. Trying to say you 1% are Nigerian, 8% this, Chinese. That is to subvert you and to conquer. You've been conquered all over again.
Right.
You've been conquered, don't even know it.
Right.
Because if you don't know, the Lord said he is not the author of confusion. He ain't gonna have you 8 different nationalities in one person.
Right.
That's ridiculous, man. You are one nationality. Problem is, you just don't know because there's so many lies being fed you. Read the scripture real quick.
Come, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 9. Mine inheritance is unto me as a speckled bird.
I love this scripture. A speckled bird. He said, mine inheritance. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, we come from a light shade to a dark shade, man. We all are a family, not because of, you know what I mean, different nationalities up in us, but because we are all one blood, man. We are one family, one nation. Read.
Come, the birds round about are against her.
You see that? That's a perfect scripture for Ephraim and all the tribes. The birds are the nations that are around you or against you. Oh man, I want to read one part. One brother said there was a Chinese restaurant, been in there for 30 years, been in a certain part of Puerto Rico for 30 years, and they consider them they are now Puerto Ricans, officially Puerto Ricans, and Chinese Puerto Ricans, meaning they, I said, my God, I gotta come up. Look, I can't make this stuff up, man. I gotta come and bring it out. I want to do it today. My computer ain't online, so I can bring it up. I'll bring a little bit of it up. Oh man, oh man. Go ahead.
That right there is absurd, man. Like,
it is insane, man. I couldn't believe that. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Let me see if this won't go. It won't go online. Oh, here it is. There goes one of them. This is from. He said, so there is a Chinese restaurant in Nagabo, Puerto Rico, that has been operating for the last 30 years. They are all Asian, and their children were born and raised in Nagabo, Puerto Rico, whatever. They are fluent in the language and culture. What are they? Now, here you got something, you got the response. He said, and the children after the first generation are Puerto Ricans, still of Chinese descent. They are Puerto Ricans of Chinese descent. That's what I believe. Different people comment, of course. They are no less Puerto Ricans than the people of the island. Yeah, that's one. That's one of them right there. I had to bring that out. That is insane. These people come over here to rape, rob, and pillage you, and you consider them one of your own. 30 years. 30 years, them chicks been over there making money up. They don't go, and they making lucrative money because why? If they was amongst other Chinese, they wouldn't be as prosperous as they are in Puerto Rico. They come over there for 30 years making money. And now you see them as one of you. That's why it's such a, you know what I'm saying? We're going to tackle that next week. I can't go right now. I could do it, but I mean, you see the mindset? You see that? The brainwashing? You want to accept them because they've been operating amongst you. That's crazy. All right, so I'm go ahead. Go ahead, Barzal.
Salaki, it's kind of like even they over there in Puerto Rico, we still do the same stuff here, man.
Exactly. And that's my point exactly. Like they doing a DNA test, we do the DNA test. They got the Chinese in the neighborhood, we got the Chinese in the neighborhood. But a China man been here 30 years. You know how many Puerto Ricans ain't made that much? They ain't been, been struggling as trying to, and you got another nation of people living amongst you, being prosperous. And, and I bet you ain't no Puerto Ricans in that damn restaurant. I bet you that. I bet you they don't accept you. I bet you can't open no Puerto Rican restaurant in the Chinese man neighborhood. Chinese ain't gonna buy from you. But they can come, and then you induct them as part of your people.
Right.
These people are not you. They have nothing to do, other than the fact they come amongst you to make money off you, to suck you dry. That's it. If you had any sense, you throw them heathens out and get you a Puerto Rican restaurant, family, and support them. And because they got they got real Puerto Rican children. Imagine you supporting a China man, and all he can do is break more Chinese children and have more Chinese children. Imagine if you supported children that look like you, your children, Puerto Rican children, huh? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You can be able to support them and make sure their families are not starving and, buying from them. Or, the same thing with you, of course, what I mean? You supporting another nation takes your support away from your own nation.
Right.
Point blank, plain and simple, man. Right. Boy, what you want to say, Barzal?
The roles will switch. They wouldn't accept us. Like Puerto Rico, they would not consider a Puerto Rican woman, man, to be Chinese if they was to go to China and do that.
Get out of here, man. Hell no. That shows how docile the Lord called us the meek. And that shows you how can we accept everybody. When if we didn't accept everybody, we'd be above everybody. But that Christianity forces you to accept everybody, which all the people you accept don't accept you. Right. So now you on the bottom trying to fit in amongst all the people when they don't accept you. The Chinese don't accept you, the Arabs don't accept you, the East Indians don't accept you. But yet you want to fit in amongst them. The damn stinking Africans don't accept you. That's a serious problem, man. That Christianity is a serious brainwashing slave problem, man. That's it. We're going some more of these on this later on next week, Lord allow. Try to get this computer hooked up right. With that being said, pass the class with the priest officer Barzal. In your times, the Passover. Oh, I meant to tell you. We're looking for more women to be involved in this in the Passover serving department. Y'all women step up, man. Step up. Ain't the time to be slack. Time to make moves and build your nation, and you got a vital part. This is a Passover should be a woman's thing because it's cooking. God damn it. They can get in there and cook and show their skills. You know what I mean? And serve the men of the Lord. And get back in that being good servants. And it shows a woman to be humble, man. Shows a woman, it teaches a woman to be humble. That's what that's what need to be pushed. especially in this society. But go ahead, Barzal, you got it.
Come on, God. We're the Isupk. It's like it is Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, started out 1 West 125th Street, all of New York, under Commander General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When the new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves at the world. If the teacher, it's like, if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You read about this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Isupk is 10th in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give it to the Treasury Department. Priest fund free will offer for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give up and come in holy convocation will be passed on the 14th day of the first month, Thursday, April 9th, 2020. We're going to read about this in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verses 1 through 51. Also the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 4 through 5. Also in the book of Corinthians, chapter 5, verses 7 and 8. And lastly, the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 30, and verses 17. Remind Aki and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school. Start to wear all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, brothers, Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give the brothers a courteous salute. Men of Israel, Amaj Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak Adam, Yahweh Batah, which means hands down, Sar, which means turn, Sister Imajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters a courteous salute. Men of Israel, Amad Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Batah, class dismissed.